In this video, we're going to look at genetic frequencies and how we can use them to find trends, patterns, and relationships in characteristics. Our example that we're going to look at is frogs. So when we're looking for phenotype frequency data, remember that phenotype is the outward appearance of something. We first of all have to categorize the different phenotypes. And when you look at these frogs, it's fairly simple to see that there are two phenotypes. There are green frogs and there are yellow frogs. They're probably albino, but I'm calling them yellow. To work out the frequency, what we have to do is count. So there are 10 green frogs out of a total of 12. So 10 divided by 12, that gives us our frequency of the green phenotype. For the yellow frogs, 2 out of 12, that gives us 0.17, which is our frequency for that phenotype. So that's how you work out frequency of phenotypes. For genotype frequency, we have to understand what the word genotype means. So we need to look at the allele composition. And if you look carefully, you can see underneath each picture, there is an allele composition there, 2 letters that make up the genotype. And there are 3 options for genotype. So we have double big A, that's homozygous dominant, big A, big A. We have big A, little a, that's our heterozygotes. They still look green because the big A is dominant. And then we have little a, that's the recessive characteristic. So that's homozygous recessive, and that's where our yellow frogs come in. So when we do our counting, we have 7 frogs that have big A, 3 big A, and 2 that are little a. So you can work out the genotype frequencies. The last frequency to work out is the allele frequency, and an allele is the variant of the gene. And it's worth remembering that each genotype has 2 alleles, a big letter and a big letter, or a big letter and a small letter, or 2 small letters. So the allele types in this case are big A or little a. And when we do our counting again, remembering that we've got 24 options for alleles, got 17 big A's and 7 little a's. So what I'd like you to do is look at this second picture of the frogs. And this is the frogs a few years later, after 7 generations. Work out what the phenotype, genotype, and allele frequencies are, and suggest some reasons why these numbers have changed. You might need to draw on your knowledge from modules 3 and 4, but give it a go.